What we say in cases like this is, well, what we want consumers to experience when you have competition on the merits is choice and innovation. And when you have a situation where one product is always placed on top and rivals are always placed where you will not find them, ask yourself how often you yourself are on page 4 of a Google search result, well, then the incentive for the dominant company to innovate, when you can place yourself up in front of customers, well, that incentive, of course, is minimized. And also for the rival companies, if they know that the probability that they will be found is very, very, very small, well, then their incentive to innovate is also very small. So consumers miss important innovation. They also miss a genuine choice. And this is why in my speakings I put some effort into saying that we have established a connection between visibility and traffic, visibility and clicks. Because it is important where you're placed. Because the choice for consumers depends on where you're placed. And I think that's the importance in this decision, and that's how you can see that consumers are harmed.
The amount is the regulator's largest penalty to date against a company accused of distorting the market. The ruling also orders Google to end its anti-competitive practices within 90 days or face a further penalty. The U.S. firm said it may appeal. However, if it fails to change the way it operates the shopping service within the 3-month deadline, it could be forced to make payments of 5% of its parent company Alphabet's average daily worldwide earnings. Based on the company's most recent financial report, that amounts to about $14 million a day. The Commission said it was leaving it to Google to determine what alterations should be made to its shopping service rather than specifying a remedy. What Google has done is illegal under EU antitrust rules, declared Margrethe Vestager, the European Union's competition commissioner. It has denied other companies the chance to compete on their merits and to innovate, and most importantly it has denied European consumers the benefits of competition, genuine choice and innovation. Ms. Vestager added that the decision could now set a precedent that determines how she handles related complaints about the prominence Google gives to its own maps, flight price results and local business listings within its search tools. Google had previously suggested that Amazon and eBay have more influence over the public's spending habits and has again said it does not accept the claims made against it. When you shop online, you want to find the products you're looking for quickly and easily, a spokesman said in response to the ruling. And advertisers want to promote those same products. That's why Google shows shopping ads, connecting our users with thousands of advertisers, large and small, in ways that are useful for both. We respectfully disagree with the conclusions announced today. We will review the Commission's decision in detail as we consider an appeal, and we look forward to continuing to make our case. Fast growth. Google Shopping displays relevant products' images and prices alongside the names of shops they are available from and review scores, if available. The details are labeled as being sponsored, reflecting the fact that, unlike normal search results, they only include items that sellers have paid to appear. On smartphones, the facility typically dominates above the fold content, meaning users might not see any traditional links unless they scroll down. Google also benefits from the fact the shopping service adverts are more visual than its text-based ads. One recent study suggested shopping accounts for 74% of all retail-related ads clicked on within Google search results. However, the BBC understands Google's own data indicates the true figure is smaller. 7-year probe. The European Commission has been investigating Google Shopping since late 2010. The probe was spurred on by complaints from Microsoft, among others. The rival tech giant has opted not to comment on the ruling, after the two struck a deal last year to try to avoid such legal battles in the future. However, one of the other original complainants, the British price comparison service FoundM, welcomed the announcement. Although the record-breaking €2.42 billion fine is likely to dominate the headlines, the prohibition of Google's immensely harmful search manipulation practices is far more important, said its chief executive Shivan Rath. For well over a decade, Google's search engine has played a decisive role in determining what most of us read, use and purchase online. Left unchecked, there are few limits to this gatekeeper power. Analysis, Rory Cellan-Jones, technology correspondent. This is a big moment in a clash between the EU and the US's tech giants, which has been going on for more than a decade. The Commission believes it has struck a blow for consumers and for little firms at a time when online advertising, particularly on mobile phones, is dominated by Google and Facebook. Google believes the regulator has a weak case and has failed to provide evidence that either consumers or rivals have been harmed. In essence, it sees this as a political move rather than one based on competition law. You can be pretty confident that the Trump administration will share that view. There's mounting anxiety in European capitals about something called GAFA: Google, Apple, Facebook and Amazon, the four American giants that play such a huge role in all of our lives. That means we can expect further action to try to limit their powers, with the potential for growing political tension between Brussels and Washington. Although the penalty is record-sized, it could have been bigger. The Commission has the power to fine Alphabet up to 10% of its annual revenue, which was more than $90 billion, £70.8 billion, in its last financial year. Alphabet can afford the fine. It currently has more than $172 billion of assets. But one expert said the company would be more concerned about the impact on its future operations. If it has to change the appearance of its results and rankings, that's going to have an impact on how it can monetize search, said Chris Green, from the tech consultancy Lewis. Right now, the way that Google prioritizes some of its retail and commercial services generates quite a lot of ad income. When you consider the sheer number of search queries that Google handles on a daily basis, that's a lot of ad inventory going in front of a lot of eyeballs. Dent that by even a few percentage points, and there's quite a big financial drop. Europe v US Tech. At her press conference, Margaret Vestager insisted her action was based on facts rather than any prejudice the European Commission might have against US tech companies. We have heard allegations of being biased against US companies, she said. I have been going through the statistics. I can find no facts to support any kind of bias. But this is far from the first time the European Commission has penalized US tech giants for what it views to be bad behavior. Others to have been targeted include Microsoft, 2008. The Windows developer was fined $899 for failing to comply with earlier punishments, imposed over its refusal to share key code with its rivals and the bundling of its Explorer browser with its operating system. 5 years later, it was told to pay a further $561 for failing to comply with a pledge to provide users a choice screen of browsers. Intel, 2009. The chipmaker was ordered to pay €1.06 billion for skewing the market by offering discounts conditional on computer makers avoiding products from its rivals. Intel challenged the fine, and a final court ruling in the matter is expected in 2018. Qualcomm, 2015. The chipmaker was accused of illegally paying a customer to use its technology and selling its chipsets below cost to push a rival out of the market. If confirmed, it faces a fine that could top $2 billion, but the case has yet to be resolved. Apple, 2016. Ireland was ruled to have given up to $13 billion of illegal tax benefits to the iPhone maker since 1991, and was ordered to recover the funds plus interest from the company. However, Dublin missed the deadline it was given to do so and has said it will appeal. Facebook, 2017. The social network agreed to pay a 110 meters fine for saying it could not match user accounts on its main service to those of WhatsApp when it took over the instant messaging platform, and then doing just that 2 years later. The Commission is also investigating Amazon over concerns that a tax deal struck with Luxembourg gave it an unfair advantage.